At my mother's birthday dinner, she opened my gift, laughed, and handed it back without even saying thank you. "You never did understand what people actually want," she said loud enough for the entire table to hear. I drove home with the gift still in my back seat. A year later, when she needed help paying off her medical bills, she left 37 voicemails, none of which I answered. I didn't go home much. Not since I moved out at 19. I grew up in Waco, Texas. The plain part. Not the clean, made-for-TV part. The part where people mind their business because they're too tired to care. That's where my mom raised me. Just the two of us, after my dad packed up and left one Sunday morning. He left a note that said, "Sorry. I can't do this anymore." And that was it. I was 11 when he left. My mom never explained it. Just threw the note in the trash and started acting like he'd never been real. If I ever brought him up, she shut it down with, "He's gone. You're better off." That was how she handled everything. Cold. Sharp. Like emotions were a weakness. She wasn't physically abusive. Just the kind of parent who believed shame was more effective than yelling. "If I got a B in school," she said, "looks like you're okay with being average. If I wore the wrong clothes, it was, is that really the best you could do?" She didn't scream. She just made me feel small, over and over. When I turned 18, I saved for 6 months, moved into a rented room over a garage, and started taking HVAC classes. I didn't tell her until after I signed the lease. She said, "Well, that's one way to settle for less." No congratulations. No hug. Just that same tired tone. Still, I showed up every year on her birthday. I don't know why. Maybe I kept hoping she'd see me. Not as a failure, not as a disappointment. Just, see me. That year, she turned 60. She went big. Reserved the back room at a steakhouse in downtown Waco. White tablecloths, candles, all of it. I drove in from Killeen, wore my cleanest shirt, and brought a small box. I'd saved up 3 months for it. It was a silver necklace with a tiny bluebonnet charm, her favorite flower. I even had it engraved on the back, "For everything you never said." I thought maybe it'd hit her. Maybe she'd get it. The dinner was typical. My cousins made small talk about real estate. My uncle cracked jokes no one laughed at. Then it came time for gifts. Aunts gave lotions. Cousins gave wine. My gift was last. She opened the box. Held the necklace up. Then laughed. Laughed like she couldn't believe what she was seeing. Then she said, right there in front of everyone, clear as day, "You never did understand what people actually want." And she handed the box back. Didn't even look at me. Just kept smiling at the others like nothing happened. My ears burned. My hands were shaking. No one said anything. Not one person. I left without saying goodbye. Got in my car. Drove the hour and a half back home with the necklace sitting in the back seat, unopened. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just stared at the road and made a decision. I was done. Over the next year, I didn't call. Didn't visit. I skipped Thanksgiving. Christmas. Mother's Day. She left voicemails every other week. At first, they were short. "Hope you're alive." Then longer. "Don't you think you're taking this too far?" Then angry. "You're punishing me for nothing." Then something changed. One day I got a text from my Aunt Cheryl. "Call me. Your mom's not well." I didn't call. Next day, another message, "She's been in and out of the ER. Heart stuff. She's scared." Still, I said nothing. Then came the voicemails. One after another. 37 over 3 days. Some were angry. "You're ungrateful. You always were." Some were desperate. I don't have anyone else. Please. Some were just breathing. Quiet, like she didn't know what to say. She never said sorry. Not once. Then Cheryl texted again. She's drowning in bills. Had to take out a loan. She might lose the house. I stared at the message. Didn't reply. The same house I grew up in. The same one where I spent night after night wondering what I'd done wrong to make her hate me. I let it happen. A few weeks after that last text from Cheryl, I started getting calls from unknown numbers. I didn't answer, but they came in waves: doctors, bill collectors, and then finally, someone from a hospital social worker's line. I didn't pick up. I didn't want to hear another person asking me to save her. One night, I got a long email. Not from her. From my cousin Lydia. We weren't close. She was always the one in church choirs, the peacemaker of the family. Her email was full of guilt-tripping. Said my mom had been hospitalized again. Said she might not make it through the winter without help. That she was living mostly on canned soup and borrowed pills. That I should let go of the grudge and show compassion. I deleted it. But something about that phrase "let go of the grudge" ate at me. It wasn't just a grudge. It wasn't about one birthday. It was years. It was a whole childhood of not being enough. Of never hearing "I'm proud of you" or "thank you." Of watching other kids get hugs while I got silence. And now that she needed something, now I was supposed to forget all that? No. Still, I started driving past the hospital where she was staying. Once. Then again a week later. I didn't go inside. Just sat in the parking lot, engine running, watching the doors like maybe I'd see her walk out. She never did. Then, one day, Aunt Cheryl showed up at my door. I opened it and there she was. Same heavy perfume, same tired eyes. She didn't smile. She's selling the house, Cheryl said. She doesn't want to, but she's got no choice. I didn't say a word. She asked me to come talk to you. Said she doesn't think she can face you after everything. But she's scared. I leaned on the doorframe. She should be. Cheryl sighed. Look, I know she was hard. God knows I watched it. But if you let her go under now, it'll haunt you. I looked her dead in the eye. She never once said she was sorry. Cheryl didn't argue. Just nodded, slow. No. She didn't. Then she reached into her purse and pulled out a card. If you change your mind. She left it on the railing. I left it there in the sun and rain until it curled and faded. 2 months later, I got a letter. A handwritten one. It wasn't from my mom. It was from her old neighbor, Mrs. Noreen, the one who used to bring her leftover lasagna and drive her to appointments. Your mother is very sick, she wrote. She's not asking for your money anymore. She just wants to see you. She ended the letter with, I think she regrets everything. But she doesn't know how to say it. I folded the letter, set it on the counter, and went to bed. That night I dreamed of sitting in the driveway of our old house. She was on the porch. But in the dream, I was a kid again. Holding that necklace. Watching her laugh at me. Watching everyone else look away. I woke up with my jaw clenched and my heart racing. A week after that letter from Mrs. Noreen, something strange happened. I got a call from a number with a Waco area code. I ignored it like usual. But this time, they left a voicemail I couldn't ignore. It wasn't her voice. It was a man's. Calm. Clear. Hi, this is Robert Miller. I'm with Morrison and Tate Legal. We've been trying to reach you regarding an urgent estate issue involving your mother, Deborah. Please call us back. Estate issue? I played the message twice. She wasn't dead, I knew that much. Cheryl would have told me. But why was a lawyer calling? I waited 2 days, then called the number back. He answered on the first ring. Mr. Connors? Yeah. I'm glad you called. I represent your mother. She's begun early arrangements regarding her estate. There's something in her will she wanted to discuss. I laughed out loud. Her will? Yes, sir. There are conditions she's added. You're listed as the primary beneficiary, but she's made that conditional. She wants to meet, in person, to finalize certain documents. My blood ran cold. She's dangling her money over me. I can't speak to motives, sir. I'm just following her instructions. I hung up. I didn't respond. 4 weeks. Then I got a package. No return address. Just a padded envelope. Inside was a flash drive and a sticky note. Watch this before you decide. I almost threw it away. But later that night, after 2 beers, I plugged it into my laptop. It was a video. Grainy. Looked like it was taken with an old camcorder. My mom. Sitting in a hospital bed, pale. No makeup. Hair tied back in a loose bun. She looked small. Weak. Older than I remembered. She stared at the camera. Took a deep breath. I'm not good with words, she said. Her voice cracked a little. Never was. She paused. I know I hurt you. I didn't know how to love a kid. I was raised by people colder than I was. I thought being tough made you strong. I thought saying less meant I loved more. She looked down. I mocked your gift because I was embarrassed. Embarrassed that I didn't deserve it. I didn't know how to say thank you without feeling like a fraud. She looked up again. You don't have to forgive me. But I'm trying to die with less shame than I lived with. I'm sorry. The screen went black. That was it. No tears. No drama. Just a woman finally saying what I'd waited my whole life to hear. But something didn't sit right. 2 days later, I got a call from Cheryl again. Did you watch it? She asked. I did. She was quiet for a second. Then she said, she made another video. What do you mean? She made 2. One she sent to you. And one she sent to Lydia. Why? You'll want to see it. Lydia emailed it to me that night. Same room. Same bed. Same camera angle. But this time, my mom was talking about me. She was cold. Matter of fact. If he thinks he's getting the house without facing me first, he's dumber than I thought. He'll crawl back. They always crawl back. She smiled at the camera. Not warm smug. I'll make him say the words. I'll make him apologize to me. The video ended. My stomach turned. I sat there with both videos playing in my head. One full of regret, the other full of poison. Both real. Both her. That's when it hit me. She didn't change. She just got scared. Scared of dying alone. Scared of losing control. So she tried to play both sides, showing me just enough warmth to pull me back in, while still talking about me like I was trash behind my back. She didn't make peace. She made a trap. I stared at the necklace still sitting in my junk drawer. I never returned it. Never sold it. Just kept it there, wrapped in the same box. That little bluebonnet charm mocked me every time I opened that drawer. I picked it up, drove to her house, the one she was about to lose, and stood on the porch. I rang the bell. She answered slowly. Face thinner now, arms trembling a little as she leaned on the doorframe. Her eyes lit up when she saw me. You came. I didn't answer. Just stepped inside. The place looked smaller than I remembered. The walls were yellowed. The air smelled like old fabric and cheap soap. I wasn't sure you'd come after. I held up my hand. You lied to me. Her eyes shifted. What do you mean? I saw the second video. She froze. The fake softness fell away like peeling paint. I was trying to protect what's mine, she said finally. No. You were trying to control me. Even now. She straightened up, weak or not. I'm still your mother. And I'm still your son, I said. But I don't owe you anything anymore. I pulled the necklace out of my pocket and dropped it on the table. I'm not here to forgive you. I'm here to tell you you don't get to win. Not this time. She didn't cry. She didn't yell. She just stood there, breathing heavy, her eyes locked on the necklace. I hope you figure out what it's like, I said, stepping toward the door. To meet someone, and have them walk away without a word. She said nothing. I walked out, got in my truck, and drove away. That was the last time I saw her. 2 months later, I got a final letter. No envelope, just a plain folded paper taped to my front door. It was from Cheryl. She passed yesterday, it read. She left everything to the church. Nothing to you. Not even a word. At the bottom, she added, she told the lawyer she wanted to hurt you one last time. I folded the letter and threw it in the trash. I wasn't angry. Not really. I felt clean. She got her final shot. But she died the way she lived, trying to prove she mattered more than she did. And I walked away, finally free.